Hi, this is Sasha of Sasha Eats from Atlanta, and you're watching Chris Strub's Road Trip Recall episode 17. Yay!
You ever go back on Facebook and look and see what some of your old college friends and roommates and RAs are up to? See, in college, I loved playing Texas Hold'em, especially with the guys, right? Sometimes the girls got to play too, but it was usually a guy's thing. But I never would have expected that one of my very good friends would become a professional poker player. And so when I made it to Las Vegas for the first time, way back in 2014, I knew I had to meet up with Bino. And I really wanted to get out there and try and play some poker. Of course, I had lofty expectations going in. I mean, I'm the greatest. I'm gonna beat everybody, right? I'm gonna clean up. But it didn't exactly work out that way. So if you've never been to Vegas, and maybe you have been to Vegas, but you've never really gone down to the tables, it's quite the experience. Before we even sat down to play, we went into one of the adjacent restaurants and ate for free because Steve has played so much poker in his life that you accrue, because obviously the casinos, they want you to keep coming back to their casino. So they'll incentivize you by offering you free meals. And then, of course, once you sit down at the tables, you're offered free drinks, right? That's the very best thing they can do, is get you to drink while you're gambling, because up goes your confidence and down goes your stack. The story would probably work better if I remembered which casino it was. I would think it was the Aria, but it doesn't really matter. You know, we sat down at a relatively low stakes area, so the casinos are separated out. You know, if you want to go put in 10 grand, there's a separate area for you with the velvet ropes and the special waitresses and so on and so forth. I wasn't dropping anywhere near that amount of money. I think I ponied up for $200, and we were playing like 3-5, so small blind of 3 and then a big blind of 5. You know, pretty low stakes for a big time casino like that. And it is an absolutely fascinating dynamic from a social perspective. Because you think about it, you got your regulars like Steve, you've got your travelers from out of town like me, and all sorts of people in between, right? And on top of that, the economics of it are crazy because you get people who play tight, like me, because I don't have a lot of money to throw around. But as I just mentioned, there are tons of high rollers in Vegas. So you could theoretically go into one of those smaller stakes games. You know, let's say you have 10 grand to throw around on a given night, go in and put up $500, and you can just push everyone around on the table. And it's frustrating. It's frustrating from the perspective of someone like me to sit at a table with someone like that who's just going to bully you around with cash. But what can you do? You know, and that's just part of the fun. That's part of the interesting dynamic, and it's part of the psychology of playing poker in Vegas. Now, you can probably guess how the evening turned out for me. But I will tell you, I did not drink too much, which I was very proud of, because you could very easily lose not just the money that you put up initially, but man, if you start to lose track of your sensibilities, boy, this can be a dangerous, dangerous place. All those rumors, everything you see in the movies, oh yeah. But even after losing that couple $100, it was worth it. You know, and it sounds crazy to say, yeah, you just flushed away a couple $100. Like, come on, Chris. But it was an experience that I don't think I would trade for anything else. And I would totally do it again. You know, once I reach a point where I have a few $100s to throw around. It's a lot of fun. It's so cool to get a chance to see people from all different places and religions and different races. And you're all there blended together, you know, and you're all there competing for that one common goal of trying to win the game and win each other's money. And it's very equalizing. You know, you can be a great, great player and yet still lose, or you can be terrible and still win. And I won a few hands, and it was, you know, winning a big hand against players who are much better than you is awesome. And I would definitely say if you got $100, $200, whatever you've got to play with, you know, for a night on the tables in Vegas, go play poker. Because again, that idea that you're able to try and read into everyone else's emotions and try and interpret what everyone else is doing, interpret their actions, it's so much more exciting than sitting there and just, you know, put in another quarter. Like, that's just a useless mind drain. I mean, God, just go to a 7-Eleven and buy lottery tickets if that's all you want to do, is just sit there and pull the lever. You know, go find a game that has some skill. You know, at least play blackjack, you know, where you can at least try and beat the house. But, you know, Vegas, I can't wait to come back. I've been there a few times now. I've been there a few times this year now. And I'm really excited to get a chance to go back to the Strip, play again sometime. And maybe this time I'll take you down, Bino. I'm taking you down. One more thing about poker players and these professional poker players. It's really incredible how the way that they communicate with one another within their community is almost like a language in and of itself, right? That these guys and gals have developed a way to communicate about what's transpired on a table or how a given hand is played out in ways that you and I wouldn't understand right off the bat, right? They have to sort of slow it down and say it in English, you know? So it's really fascinating to see this separate world of professional poker players that has developed especially over the last decade or so. When did Moneymaker win the World Series of Poker? But do it. Go to Vegas. Don't wait any longer. Put it on your bucket list and then scratch it off your bucket list and go lose some money on the poker tables. It's worth it, I promise. That's it. We're busting out of episode 17 of Road Trip Recall. I'm so thankful that you guys are all in and subscribing on YouTube. Make sure you smash that subscribe button on YouTube so you don't miss a single episode of Road Trip Recall. Make sure you get your copy of my book, 50 States, 100 Days, the book. It's available now on Amazon. You can read all about all the different nonprofits, including Opportunity Village in Las Vegas, that I worked with during my 50-state, 100-day adventure during the summer of 2015. No gambling that time, by the way. And until next time, I'm Chris Strub. I'll see you real soon on Road Trip Recall, episode 18. Peace out.